Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naistiti
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namah
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Om Shtabadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhadre Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Kucharni Nirvishesha Shunyavad Paschasya Deshatarni.
So we didn't say anything.
Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Canto 1, Chapter 15, text number 41. 1, 15, 41. Canto 1, Chapter 15, text number 41. Vidyav apanam satsargam tam panchate ahi ajo habib. Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Vacham, speeches, Jugava, relinquish, Manasi, into the mind, Tat Prane, mind into breathing, Iterecha, other senses also, Tam, into that, Mrityu, into the death, Apanam, breathing, Sa Utsargam, with all dedication, Tam, that, Panchatve, into the body, made of 5 elements, He, certainly, Ajohavit, amalgamated it. Translation and purport by His Divine Sabha Charna with the A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat behind me. Translation. Then he amalgamated all the sense organs into the mind, then the mind into the life, life into breathing, his total existence into the embodiment of the 5 elements, and his body into death. Then as pure self, he became free from the material conception of life. Purport. Maharaja Yudhishthira, like his brother Arjuna, began to concentrate and gradually became freed from all material bondage. First, he concentrated all the actions of the senses and amalgamated them into the mind, or in other words, he turned his mind towards the transcendental service of the Lord. He prayed that since all material activities are performed by the mind, is terms of actions and reactions of the material senses. And since he was going back to Godhead, the mind would wind up its material activities and be turned towards the transcendental service to the Lord. There was no longer a need for material activities. Actually, the activities of the mind cannot be stopped, for they are the reflection of the eternal soul. But the quality of the activities can be changed from matter to the transcendental service of the Lord. The material color of the mind is changed when one washes it from contamination of life breathing and thereby frees it from the contamination of repeated births and deaths, and stimulates it in pure spiritual life. All is manifested by the temporary embodiment of the material body, which is a production of the mind and the time of death. At the time of death, and if the mind is purified by practice of transcendental loving service of the Lord, and is constantly engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, there is no more chance of the mind producing another material body after death. It will be freed from absorption in material contamination. The pure soul will be able to return home back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So, this is the continuation of the previous sloka, yesterday's discussion. The chapter is Pandava retires timely. So, this sloka is explaining how Yudhishthira left this material world, left his body, material body. So, in the previous slokas, we discussed that when he heard that Lord left his pastimes, and there is Kali is entered into the kingdom. This Kali has started. There is dominating. Kali is dominating. Immediately he decided to left the kingdom. Yudhishthira immediately he decided to start the spiritual activity. So yesterday we discussed he didn't have any attachment towards the material things, not even his family, not to the kingdom, not any other material things. I wanted to take some money with me. I wanted to have my family members, or what will happen to my family members. He didn't think any of the things. He just left everything. He wore the saffron dress and he left the kingdom. So now today we are discussing that how he left this material body. So it is explained here this. He focused his mind on Supreme Lord, and his mind, his body, and his meditation, everything towards Supreme Lord. So there are three things he used to say. What is that? Kaya, Manasa, and Vacha. What is that? Body, mind, and the words. Everything towards focused on the Lord. Then he freely left this material body. That's what is explaining this. So this is the glorious way of leaving this material world. So after all, what are our living? What is the life we are living in this material world? So the final examination is the death is the final examination. So at the time of the death, are we passing the test or failing? See, if you are going from one class to another class, so finally they will give the exam. Are you passing or failing? So if you pass, you will promote to the next class. Then if you fail, you need to stay again and you continue the same class again. Right? This is material life also the same thing. The spiritual life also the same thing. At the time of the death is our final test. So whatever we did in our entire life, what are the activities we did? There are three things are there. What is that? Punya, Papa, Punya, and Sukriti. Which one is dominating in our life? Yes, it is obvious we will do all the three things in our life. But which one is dominating? That will take the precedence. And at the time of death, you will remember that one. Which is we are doing more in this material life. Papa, Punya, or Sukriti. So Papa, we know anything going against the Lord's wish, it is Papa. Lord's rule, nature's law, it is Papa. And Punya, something we are doing, some philanthropic activities, materially we are giving some help to others, that is Punya. And third one is Sukriti, that is the devotion, by doing the devotional activities, by doing the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what we are accumulating, that is Sukriti. So, in this life, how we are spending this whole life? Because this whole life we are going through all this, because yesterday we discussed, we are kept we holded by the three modes of material nature. Right? And three modes of material nature, immediately I joined ISKCON, I became a spiritual, immediately we can't be a spiritual person. Still, we are by doing the chanting, by doing the devotional activities, by hearing of the scriptures, slowly our mind will practice that activities. So we are under the practice. We are still under the practice. So once we practice, that's the reason we are practicing every day. We need to practice to increase our mind towards the Supreme Lord. What is the Supreme Lord? Otherwise, our mind will, what will be then? It is a wobbling condition. Always, it will find something to engage. Most of the time, the mind will emotionally it is affected. Our mind is. So that's the reason. If you see why the people are addicted to this TV serials and mobile and all those things. And some people, they will read my grandfather. He used to, morning is the time is, he will wake up early. 5:30 he will wake up and directly he will go to a tea shop. Nearby house there is a tea shop. He will go to the tea shop and he will sit, he will spend some 2 hours there. He will complete the newspaper from up to at the end. He will read the entire newspaper. And he will take a couple of pieces from there and he will complete the entire newspaper, then he will come back. So our mind is wanted to know what is happening to others. And if you, our serial also, the serial, we are seeing that we are engaging, the serial also. If they are in a serial, if it is like a Krishna serial, how many people are interested to see? How Mahabharata is going, how many people are, now the current presence in Puducherry, how many people are interested to see Ramayana, Mahabharata? These are all old fellows. So my grandfather they will see. Even nowadays, grandfather also not ready to see them. Grandfathers also.
They got mobile.
Yeah, yesterday I got one of the forward, one of my in my school group, one of my friend he forwarded one things. There is no age for enjoyment. So there is a video. No, there is a video he sent.
Yeah.
In that video, it took from America somewhere. All the old fellows dancing with the young girls. And one old person, he unable to walk. He is having the sticks. Both the hands he has the sticks to stand. That fellow also standing, dancing along with the young girl. So he is saying that the caption is, there is no age for enjoyment. There is no age limit for enjoyment. So this is our present society. Our modern civilization, they are thinking that enjoyment and becoming a slave for our senses. They are thinking that we are enjoying, but actually what they are doing, they are serving their senses. They are becoming a servant for their senses. They want to enjoy, they become a servant for their senses, they are serving. But they are saying that we earn more, we did, this life is to enjoy. So like for those persons, what will be the consciousness at the time of death? What will think? They will think that, oh, I used to dance with Aishwarya Rai. Right? I used to dance with this person, that person. That is the consciousness. Because the entire life you are spending on the enjoyment, this and that, even at the age of 80, 90 also, you are not able to leave that enjoyment, then what is the reason for? What is this thing behind that? So one of the story also, Akbar Birpal story also is there. So one of these mantris, father was ill. So then he wanted to go and see. Then he is saying that his father is ill, so he is a very good person. He is talking about he is some philanthropic activity. He used to do many services in the life, this and that. Then actually this is like a Tenali Raman story. They changed to like this. Akbar Birpal. This Tenali Raman and Krishna Devaraya. Then Krishna Devaraya, Tenali Raman they used to discuss. Then Tenali Raman told, see, the person who is not connected with the Lord, even though they do all the philanthropic activities, their mind will be always lusty, even though at the deathbed also. So there is no use of going and giving your association, don't waste the time. What do you think? So if it is a person who is devotee of the Lord and you are serving the Lord, if that person is leaving the body, about to leave, you can go and see the person so that you will get some sukriti from that. Yes, you are associating with the devotees. But the worldly people, if you are going to associate, there is no use, you will waste of time only. That's what he is told. Then he said, no. He used to do very philanthropic activities and everything, so we will go and see. Then he told, bring your daughter also, like that. So they went and they saw, he was in the deathbed. So the king's daughter was a very beautiful girl. So he was in the deathbed, he was an aged fellow, old fellow, deathbed. And he is, at the time of death, he was about it. The king came and the mantri, everybody came there to meet him. But his consciousness, he was looking to the beautiful girl. He was attracted towards the girl. So even at the deathbed also, anyway going to die, but the senses he could not control. So our senses are our mind, our senses, it cannot be controlled. So similarly, even though he became a yogi, so there are yogic processes are there. In this sloka it is that he did a yogic process. The Maharaja Yudhishthira, he did the yogic process. He sat and he controlled his breath and he controlled his mind, everything to a particular point. Even the yogis, there are so many yogis in the history. Vishwamitra, what happened to Vishwamitra? He did tapasya. 10,000 years he did the tapasya. And in order to break his tapasya, Indra sent Menaka there. Menaka also didn't do anything. She just came there. Just hearing the bangle sound, he opened his eyes, he saw her and he forgot what is the reason he was sitting, his tapasya went in the vein. See, he is the topmost yogi, he was. For him also, he unable to control the senses. Right? So, yogic process, it is kind of an artificial way of doing the process. It is a kind of artificial way of controlling our senses. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that you can't control your senses. You can't control. And Prabhupada always explained that you can't control your senses. You need to engage your senses from the lower taste to higher taste. So all the material activities, the lusty desires, accumulation of wealth, sexual desires, all those things, these are all lower way of engaging the senses. So always our mind, because since our association, our whatever we are seeing outside world, everything towards to enjoy these material things. So once you get the association of the pure devotee of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada, and get the association, it is not necessary to physically need to associate with Prabhupada. So there are two ways we can associate with the pure devotees. Yeah, but by following his instructions, reading his instructions, studying his instructions, following that, this is the only way we can associate with the pure devotees, and another one is physically. So more than physical association, we need to follow the instructions of the pure devotees of the Lord. Because physical association, what you will do for the pure devotees, what you can do, you can prepare some nice prasadam for them. But for them it doesn't matter. Whether it is only rice or you from dishes 54 items you are making, there is no difference for them because they are beyond these material things, material enjoyments. Because for us we will see, okay, every day he is eating only pongal chutney, let me make some chapan boga today for the pure devotee of the Lord, maybe some sannyasis. For them, the pongal chutney also same, and whatever you are eating chapan boga also same. They won't make any difference because they are eating only to keep their mind and body together. They know that. That's it. They realize they are the realized also. What is important in life, they realize that. So that isn't for them, it doesn't matter for them. For us, okay, we are feeding him many things. But for because we are still in the material concept of life. So, and maybe we may give some massage to the body of the sadhu, or we can materially give some money to him. So if he is physically available. So all these activities, if you are physically available, more of the service you can do only on the bodily concept of life only. Only on the material way only you will try to satisfy the sadhu. But if you follow the instructions of the sadhu, then you will promote it to the material plane. is the instruction he is giving. Then immediately we will promote it to the material plane. Spiritual plane. We will come out from the material plane and we are reaching the spiritual plane. Immediately we will shift it to spiritual plane. So always we need to follow the instructions of the sadhu. And is the Prabhupada's Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. So one time he was giving the lectures even in Vrindavan. So all the devotees, many devotees, there are he is Gaudiya, but there are many devotees sitting along with him. He is giving the lecture. And they said, darshan will be closed. Then all of the, only 3-4 devotees were, everybody left to see the darshan. And once they come back, then he asked, what you did? Maharaj, you got a great darshan there. So then he asked, you are coming, he came to the dham, you need to enoughly hear. By seeing that, you just did the eye exercise, that's all. Whatever you did is just eye exercise. You didn't see the Lord, it is just eye exercise. I am sitting here, I am giving you the knowledge, you are not ready to take that. You wanted to see the Lord. So don't see the Lord through your eyes, see the Lord through your ears. That is first thing you need to do. That's what he told to his disciples. So we always try to see the Lord through our ears first. It is the ear means hear from him. There are many yoga centers are there, many things are there. When I was studying in schools, that time I also joined one yoga. Okay, then they said we will stimulate your Kundalini Shakti. Then it is there in your back, and I will take you to your Muladhara Chakra. There are so many technical terms those spoke. Then I don't know that time all those things. Okay, these are all very spiritual people. Let me also join there. So then they are not speaking about the Lord and all. See, what is meant by yoga? Yoga means connection, link. The thing which make you to connect with the Lord, that is yoga. That should be yoga. So that is called yoga. So whatever in Bhagavad Gita, all the chapters, we will call each chapter in Sanskrit, we will give the name as a yoga. Why we are saying all the chapters are yoga? Even the first chapter, Lord didn't came into the picture. Means Lord is there, but he didn't spoke anything. In the first chapter, Arjuna was giving his grievance to the Lord. Since he is connected with the Lord, in front of the Lord, he is giving his opinion. That also become yoga because it is connected with the Lord. So the first chapter also it is named as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. That is also yoga. Yes, it is connected with the Lord. So anything which is connected with the Lord, that only yoga. So what the other people are putting here, board, yoga, this yoga, that yoga, Ashtanga yoga, there are many yoga, Hatha yoga, many yogas are there. So all this yoga, Hatha yoga, there are many yoga. All the yogas are, it is just an exercise only. It is a body exercise only. It is not actually yoga. So when you connect yourself, when it helps to connect with the Lord, then only it becomes yoga. So when I was in my schooling days, that time I joined there, they always will speak the 7th chakra, this chakra, you are in this stage, you need to go there, you need to move your Kundalini Shakti to this. I don't know, I couldn't understand what is that. I was also going, okay, if everybody is saying they are feeling something, they are saying, let me also feel that. I was also going. I was also trying to feel. Then they say that, okay, you bring your feeling Shakti to this place. In this place. And then they close your eyes, they said, and they rang a bell there. You observe the bell sound through your forehead. Observe the bell sound. Yes, how can you observe this? These are all artificially they are making you to concentrate. It won't help. I couldn't realize. I was going for months, 2-3 months I was there. I couldn't feel anything. There was somebody saying, your Kundalini Shakti came here till here. Somebody saying till here. For me, nothing happening. I was thinking, nothing happening for me. Many people are saying they came to me like this. I'm feeling so much this and that. I'm not feeling anything. What is coming from here to there? Nothing is coming. So these are all artificial mean of thing. Then after that I left it. I couldn't feel anything, so whatever things of me. So these are all the artificial mean of the yoga process, whatever currently the current society is doing the name of yoga, it is, we all are there, artificially they are trying to focus your mind. But our mind cannot be focused or it cannot be shunya, right? It cannot be focused on shunya. So the focus means where to focus, they will say focus on your forehead. What is that forehead to focus there? Our mind will go there, always it will find something. See, every minute, there are some 1,500 thoughts are coming out of mind. If somebody sitting idle also, every minute 1,500 thoughts are coming here and there. Mind is going here and there, here and there, here and there. Material thoughts. So how we can focus that mind? Even Arjuna is saying in Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years back, he is a great yogi, he is a devotee of the Lord, great devotee of the Lord. He is saying, he is in front of that, he is saying that I can control the wind, going wind, I can't control this, my mind. Yeah. So Arjuna, even Arjuna also unable to control his mind. But what we are? In front of the Lord, he is saying to the Lord, Lord, I can control my mind. So it is not possible to control our mind. The only way to control we can't control the mind, we can engage the mind to other things, from the material things to spiritual. That is the only thing we can do. So that is the reason what we are doing, we are concentrating on chanting our process is chanting process, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So when we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So why we are chanting? We are chanting and we are asked to focus. We don't want to think about anything. Focus on the 16 syllables. Are we saying pronouns are correctly? Exact break. The pronunciation is correct. Concentrate on that only. So that to your focus, your mind, you are going roaming here and there. You are pulling your mind back and you are trying to focus on the name of names of the Lord. So why we need to concentrate on the names of the Lord? Because the Kali Yuga Yuga Dharma is concentration on the name sound. So that we are experiencing, practically we are doing the Kali Yuga Dharma, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that our engagement, whatever our material engagement, we are bringing back and we are focusing. So that is the reason we are always, our Prabhupada always he told, the person who is connected to spiritual activities is not joining the morning program. There is no progress in his spiritual activity. If the person is not doing this morning, who is not joining the morning program is joining the Mangala Arati, because all the bhaktis, the 9 ways of bhakti, we are all connecting all this bhakti yoga, through the bhakti yoga, we are connecting all the Navaveda bhakti through our process from the morning program onwards. So we need to participate and we need to join that, even though we may not understand, we may not feel that. But over the period of time, you will addicted to that and you will slowly you can realize that. Because Lord is sitting in our heart as a Paramatma. Once all the contamination in our heart it is cleared, automatically we can realize that. You can feel the happiness there. So waking up morning and attending the Mangalarati and chanting in the early morning hours, doing the Brahma Muhurta. It is so auspicious. If your person seriously wanted to progress in spiritual activity, they should not miss the morning schedule. So still now we are not discussing the Bagavatam. We are missing in the morning, the sender, we are missing the Bagavatam class. Now we started that also. So the thing is, attend the morning program, Mangalarati, then do the chanting, Darshanarati, and hear Bhagavatam, 30 minutes. So your morning program schedule is this much. Still, if you are going to office, you want to go, you can attend the Mangalarati and you can do the japa, then you go for office. But here, whenever you get time, half an hour, hear Srimad Bhagavatam from any of the pure devotees or any senior devotees. Hear the lecture, 30 minutes. It is very much important for our serious spiritual progress. Otherwise, Because our mind is chanchala, right? Always our mind will be chanchala. It will be here and there. Always you try to catch hold of something and engage on something. So engage the mind in spiritual activity. Don't engage your mind in spiritual activity, material activity. Always engage the mind in the spiritual activity. Because anyway, Prabhupada told, see, even the small ant and the big elephant, Lord is taking care. His shelter, feed, food, shelter, everything Lord is taking care. They don't have any senses, but they are not praying to Lord also, give me shelter, give me food. They are not praying. But if the Lord gave all the things to us, still we are praying to the Lord, Lord, give me shelter, give me food. We are praying to the Lord that only. It's kind of a beggar. We are not a beggar. He is the Father. He is our Father. Why you want to beg to the Father? Our child is begging to us every day. Give me Prasadam. No, we know okay what we need to give to our child at the time. This time my child need to eat this. We will prepare that and we will give it to them. Okay? Lord also is the Father, Supreme Father. He is aware of that what we need at the particular time. So whatever happening with us in our life, particular time, everything will happen on time. Particular this time, this thing, Lord need to give on this thing, this pain. It will happen on particular time. You want to give this happiness, it will also happen in that particular time. So you don't want to worry about happiness, distress. Lord is not giving this prasadam to me, Lord not giving to me more salary. Don't worry for that. We should not worry for that. Our mind should be engaged on spiritual activity. Yes, all the other things, but only thing we need to live in this material world, food and shelter. So that Lord will make sure that since yes, Lord is promising that the devotee who is devoted to me, who is surrendered to me, they will never perish. I will take care of their needs. Yogashemam Mahamyaram is saying. So whatever you are lagging, I will give it to you. And whatever you are having, I will preserve it. So we should take this in a spiritual way, not in the material way. Whatever you are having means, okay, I have a house, car, so Lord need to preserve that. We should not think in that. So Lord need to preserve our spiritual life. He will preserve whatever our spiritual progress, He will preserve that. And whatever we are lagging, the further progress, further advancement in the spiritual activity, He will give that knowledge to go back to Him. Right? So that is a thing Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So here in this today's sloka we were discussed about how Yudhishthira Maharaj left his body, left his material bondage by focusing his mind and breathing everything towards the Supreme Lord. Then he left the body. So we also to in that similar kind of way to leave this body. That is our final exam. So for that 24/7 we should engage on Lord service only. We need to think about Lord. First, whatever we are doing the activity, even though we are office work, or we need to think that I'm working for the Lord. We need to think that I'm cooking for the Lord, I'm cleaning the house for the Lord, I'm decorating for the Lord. Everything should be spiritual. Our mind always should engage in the spiritual way. Then only we can progress in spiritual life. At the time of death, we can think about the Lord. Otherwise, it is not possible. Always, if we are engaging in our mind, only whenever coming to the center, part-time, only if you are engaging in your mind in the spirituality, we can't progress at the time of death. What is more we thought in our life, that only will come. Then again, you will fail in that, you will come back to this material world. You may be a dog also. You may be a dog in the Vrindavan. You may be a dog in the Vrindavan. But what is the purpose of life? We should not come back to this material world again. Okay, so that we need to focus on that. So our mind should be, mind is the most powerful thing to make a man, or to destroy a man. So both the things. If you not to make and to destroy, mind is the only thing. So our mind is so powerful. So that mind we need to use wisely. We should not try to control the mind. We need to divert the mind to higher states. So that is the lesson we learned from today's sloka. Granthara Srimad Bagavatam ki Jai. Any questions? Any comments? Any feedback?
Why Yudhishthira?